Hello and welcome to the Unscripted Journey podcast. I am Lucy Emanet Aliu. And on today's episode, I have with me, an old friend of mine who's actually going to take us through the topic of the mental state of childhood and how it affects one's adulthood. So, hello and welcome. Introduce yourself.
Okay, hi everyone. I am Madeline Shaka, mostly Maddie Moonlight. Yes,
Yeah,
and I'm happy to
moonlight.
be here with Lucy to talk about this issue as it's a very important one, something that we should all be talking about because it's a lot that's going on out there with all of us, whether you're professional or not, mental health is the ish. Yes, so I'm happy to be here to talk about it. Thank you.
All right. So, thank you for being here today. I really, really appreciate it. I know we should have done this a long time back, but the blackouts and our busy
Yeah.
schedules as well. Unfortunate. All right, so we're diving in now. Before I actually talk about you, what do you think about the mental state of children?
Uh, Mental health, where children are concerned, it's such delicate stage because when children are faced with mental health issue, you find out that they have what we call limited growth or slow developmental growth in childhood, and that is also reflected in their adulthood. But since we're focusing on children at the moment, it's of great interest because a lot of times children are going through so much that parents may not even be aware of because either they're too busy with one thing or the other, or if the biological parents are not there, the guardians, they may be too busy and children are going through a lot. There's bullying happening there, there is peer pressure happening there, and not all of the children will have what we call the resilience to withstand certain pressures. Bullying pressure, peer pressure, not many children will have that ability or the resilience to deal with that. Some may develop issues of breakdown, some may develop issues of low self-esteem, and some may want to find people they need to talk with to address these issues, but they may not have those kind of people. So because of that, you find out that a lot of children become introverted, and that's not because they're naturally introverted, it's because what society has put on them, the pressures and all of that. You find a lot of children, they're going to their cocoons, they develop so much low self-esteem that they don't even know how to address themselves or what to think of themselves. They are second guessing themselves, they're self-sabotaging. So there's a lot going on. Unless these things are addressed, you find out that children suffer a lot of this thing. And they need a guardian. They need all the guidance they can get to help them to walk out safe, mentally safe from those kind of situations. But yes, it's a lot. So for children, I think a lot of care is needed. A lot of attention is needed because that childhood state is very precious. It's very, very precious, very, very precious that we actually focus on that childhood because if that childhood stage much care is not given, then you have broken adults eventually. Yeah.
Hmm.
So for children, that's what I think.
Okay, so let's talk about you for a while. Growing up, did you actually realize that you suffered from any form of mental abuse or um, mental issue?
Uh, Absolutely, absolutely. I
Mm.
had an interesting childhood. Yeah. Good.
And
Okay.
you wouldn't mind, I mean, you don't really have to go in depth, but
Okay.
if you don't want to, but yeah, you can take us through it.
So for me, I did for a lot growing up. I did have there was I'm sorry, it's a lot to talk about. My childhood was interesting, I can put it that way. But mentally, I could say I was one of the most depressed children you could see out there at that time. I was manic because I didn't grow up with my mother. I grew up with my daddy's family, and I experienced a lot of bullying from siblings, and It's not a situation where you think, oh, there are these elderly people there for you. I was more like, I felt like mostly the outsider in a very large family. I always felt like the outsider. I had no one there for me. The best I could say that I have was, yeah, education was there, the roof was there, no pressure on that. The education was provided, yeah, place to sleep was provided, praise God, but emotional stability wasn't there. I was so scared growing up that at some point, I had three teddy bears. I had a police, I had a teddy, and I had a dog. Those were my comforts. So when I sleep, because of how scared I was of my environment, how scared I was of the people around me, I had this dog. I sleep with the teddy bear. I hold that teddy bear and I sleep like this, telling myself everything will be alright when you wake up. And I had the dog over my head, under as a pillow, and then I had the police between my legs. So I'll be like, if anyone is coming into the room, the dog will start barking. Childhood mentality. I said the dog will start barking, woof woof, like that will wake me up that somebody's in the room. And then if the police will shout, "Don't come in here, stop, police!" And then the teddy bear will be there to just give me a hug and say everything will be alright. That was weird, but that was my coping mechanism with all the trauma and verbal abuse that I faced. At some points, because of how weird I was called a witch. Nobody sleeps if I don't sleep. My siblings, I was bullied like that, and it didn't only stop there. I was bullied in school, and it got to some point that I developed low self-esteem. I had no confidence in myself. Yes, I was so brilliant, really brilliant. I am still brilliant, but I'm so brilliant. But I lacked all the confidence. I would not speak. I found out that I would not speak, and I had so much anger. I had so much unforgiveness in my heart because no one was there. And I had daddy issues, no father. So
Yeah.
that was the daddy issues I was dealing with, and I'm like, I'm there. Okay. But no, I couldn't even talk to my mother about these things because she wasn't there. And when she was there, she too was going through her own challenges. And I don't know, I'm empathetic. So I look at her situation, I'm like, I shouldn't add. I mean, a child should not be carrying the burdens of her own mother, but I saw her going through her own struggles when she comes around, and I'm like, okay, she's going through her own lot. I shouldn't bring my own problems to her, so I carry my own problems. And then, of course, in our African society, Sierra Leonean society here, oh yeah, witchcraft, this, now witch, they make this happen, this, blah blah blah. And so that was there a lot in in our house. Oh, you get weird dreams, you have nobody to tell those weird dreams because you're afraid because they're already calling you a witch. And a lot of things are happening. And then a certain age you you got raped. You lose your virginity to rape. And then yeah. And then there's that. You had to deal with that. And then you grow up now hating men. Like men are a terrible gender.
Yeah.
I went to college with that mentality, and uh, getting into a relationship was very difficult. And because okay, I can be friends with men back then. I can be friends with guys. But the moment I see you're changing the tone, going to somewhere else, I'm like, in my head, I'm quickly reminded men are a terrible gender. So all those traumas, childhood, the little I can tell you, all those traumas, child going to adult, it affected me so much building relationship. I was called antisocial. I was even called a lesbian because I refused to date men in college. I was called all kinds of names, and I had to deal with that. But I didn't know how to walk away from the trauma. I had a boyfriend in college, and he said he couldn't go on because I couldn't get with him the way he wanted, and uh, not putting Christianity aside, which we understand what the norm is or what we're supposed to do as Christians in terms of having sexual relations, but say I got to a point I didn't believe that there was a God because I got to think There's so much going on in my life. There's so much crazy. There's so much going on with my mom. She's going through a lot of struggle. I don't feel the love of my family. I don't feel appreciated. I don't feel like I'm needed. I became suicidal. I became manic depressed. And guess what? I started doing all kinds of stuff. I started getting involved in things I wasn't supposed to be involved in, and unfortunately for me, well, normally the Bible says good and bad company corrupt good manners. I agree. That is absolutely true. When you're going through traumatic situation in your life, if you do not have good people around you, believe you me, there is no way you're going to make it out of that situation sane. There's
Mm.
absolutely no way. And so
Mm.
when I found myself in that situation, I was in college then and I was traumatic, I was suicidal. I found out for certain people who were there. I mean, I tried to end myself a few times, but there were some people there who would just, you know, they'll come with a car, come pick me up. I will even overdose myself with marijuana, you know, just so I could end it. Tried various things just so I could end my life because I'm like, I'm tired. Worst of those things was in 2018. I was still, how do I heal from all that is going on? How do I heal? My daddy doesn't want me. My elder brothers that I just got to know about, they're there, but everybody's about their own business. So I'm still in my own world. Yes, at some point, because I was the first in my family to go to enter university, some of my uncles started showing up, you know, but that was that. So it's crazy when somebody, a child, is not loved, when a child is neglected emotionally, when a child is neglected physically, when a child goes through something like rape at an early age of 15, below or even above that, if a woman, and there's nobody there to counsel that child, there's nobody there to hold that child.
I'm so sorry, Martin. I'm so sorry. I I'm sorry for actually taking you back, down memory lane. Um I know it's a actually a difficult thing to talk about. And I was just thinking about the process of healing, and it's really a lot. And I'm not sure I have the perfect words to actually console you. But do you want us to continue?
Yes, fine.
So so let's talk about healing. How did you heal? Have you healed?
Yeah, that's a very good question. It takes a lot. It was slow and gruesome. Healing is not healing is not an easy process. Mm-mm. I remember in 2018, I think that was one of the worst years of my life. I wasn't working then. I had resigned from my previous job in 20s. Is it 2017 around there? 2016, 2017. Because the depression was so much I had to resign. I couldn't stand it anymore. And I remember I was home and I just sent a text to Mommy Andrea in the Kuruma. I sent a text to her. I'm like, if you don't do something now, I'm going to end it. I'm so tired. And then she called immediately. Then she demanded that I go to her house. I was at the Kurumas for half of 2018, really. And they were there, you know. Uh, the thing about dealing with trauma is having people there, knowing that there are people there who really love you, there are people there who will be with you no matter what. Having that someone that can just hold you, can just hug you, they can just tell you things are going to be all right. You have those people around you. So even when you are so pressured by your own traumas, you're so pressured by what is going on in your head, in your heart, you're not good enough, you've experienced things, you're not worth it. You have all of those happening in your head, and you're thinking by yourself, oh, I'm not capable, I'm not good enough, and no, so much is going on in your head, and then you have like someone that can just look at you and say, you're enough, you're loved, I love you, and it's going to be okay, it's going to be all right. And you have someone that is pushing you to God. You know, Jesus is there, God is there, He loves you, and I know you've been through a lot. So it takes a lot of counseling, it takes a lot of words of affirmation, and it's not a 1 year journey. After 2018, entering 2019, when I left my house, I was also at AYB television, of course, and there was a lot of harassment. That's a whole different journey. But again, I had a recurring depression episodes. I had to call a sister of mine again. I actually was on air doing some news broadcast, and then I couldn't. So I just shut the mic down and I burst into tears, and I called this Fina Stephanie and Fina Coloma. Anyway, sorry. I called her. She came. She came right away. We started talking. We were there. We talked for over an hour. We're just talking. We're just talking. We're just talking. But it's not been an easy journey. It takes a lot of surrendering to God, trusting the people that God brings your way. Because let me tell you, when you experience some of the things a lot of ladies experience in their childhood, you find out that one of the things they will struggle with is trust issue. Who will they really trust? Because at the end of the day, they will tell you, Creole man can say do dirty, or putting the another way, passing the smile to you, but you don't know really art. You don't know who will take your story and to do something with your story just for their own benefit and whatnot. So you find out that you develop trust issue. Sometimes you may be dying inside. You want to talk about something, you want to get it off your chest, but you're afraid because you don't know who you can trust. You don't know who you can tell the stuff that will really genuinely care about you, genuinely show you or talk to you without doing the opposite of all of the things that people do not want. So yeah, so it takes a lot of courage to trust, to begin to trust people, to begin to let people in. Where I am now at this moment, I can tell you I may leave 1% out, but yeah, I'm at 99. There's still 1% that I get to deal with. Because here's the thing with someone who has gone through trauma, you have things that you call triggers.
Mm.
You have things that you call triggers. There are always those triggers that tend to take you back to certain things, that tend to take you back to certain unwanted emotions, that tend to take you back to a lot of places. So one of the things that's a process of healing, because it's continuous healing, is looking out for those triggers.
Yeah.
Know what your triggers are, know what to look out for, and how to deal with those triggers. So I get to learn that part every day because it has not been easy. But yeah, there's that. And I'm really grateful for the people. Yeah.
Wow. It's a good thing you're at 99%.
Yeah.
You're not saying that with confidence.
Oh, no. Well, you see, there's also something called second guessing yourself. Okay, I'll tell you about second guessing yourself also. One of the other after effects of dealing with bullies, dealing with childhood abuse, dealing with traumas is the fact that even when you are sure of something, you tend to second guess yourself. Not because you don't know that you're there, but because you tend to think you need validation when you don't. So, which is why I make emphasis that children are that people really need to take care of their kids. People really need to take care of their kids' emotions, their kids physically, their kids' spirituality. People really need to focus on those things, their mental status, because when those things are not taken care of, you have kids that are emotionally will be you know now about emotional intelligence.
Yeah.
You have kids that are emotionally unintelligent, kids that are mentally broken, kids that are unsure of themselves, are unsure of what they do. They want to do something. There's no
Mm.
confidence to do it. They're looking for validation from other people to do it. So yes, I did struggle with a lot of those things. Now, actually, for some of the mentors I got to meet, later on in my life, say 2019, 2021, those that get to tell me, Maddie, you have no idea what you're capable. You have no idea. You have not even started. In 2015, let me tell you a story about why I call myself Moonlight. In 2015, I was at Sky Radio. It was so bad. I needed something. I needed something. How do I put it? It was so bad. I sat in my office at that place and I asked God, and I'm like, I was born strange. I was born a very strange child. There were so many controversies around my child, around my birth. If I was born that way, it meant you have something for me. But where I am seated right now, I'm not seeing any of that. I'm just seeing a trauma. I, I'm just seeing somebody who's broken and traumatized and whatnot, and somebody who wants everything to end. So right now where I'm sitting, you have to show me something that I can walk away with. You have to show me something that I can move on, that can keep me going. And right there, this is an experience that I don't share normally with people. But right there, I felt like I, how do I call it? I stepped out of my body. It was such an experience. Like I stepped out of my body, and like me that was stepping out of my body, I didn't know how to explain it. I was telling myself, oh, Moonlight. I said, it was like I was talking to myself now, immediately after the experience, Moonlight. And I'm like, why are you calling me that? Like I was having a conversation with myself, and then said, you are a light that can never go dark. Though the darkness may be there, your light will ever be shining and will bring so
Mm.
much beauty in the world and bring so much healing to the people around you because of what you have gone through.
Mm.
And it has not ended. There's so much you'll experience, but you will overcome all of that because you have so much light in you. You are moonlight, and you are a radiation of the sun. That is God. So, so, so when the manager asked me to develop a program where I could talk to young people about the things that are happening to them, build that kind of platform, I had two things in mind. Okay, if I am moonlight, it also means that as much as I am a light, I have to get my own life right. Because at that time, there was nothing right about my life. Nothing, absolutely nothing. Except that I had God, but nothing. Shishi. So I said, I have to get my life right. Now,
That is
if
right
that's a
platform.
journey, yes. If that is something I need to do, I think I must do, and I also must talk to young people, then it's a journey I need to take myself through and the people that comes around me. That is I'll get it right was worth it. It was not just a journey for the people that I'll meet, but also a journey for myself that every step of the way I have to get my life right. Get my life right emotionally, get my life right mentally in every way, financially, whatever way you're thinking about it. So when that journey started of reprogramming myself, then I started to see the loads and loads of error that I was in, and that's where the Satan would come and attack with all of the depression. That's how the bombardment started. I was becoming depressed because I had to deal with a lot has happened, and now I'm trying to get it right, and then I'm always reminded. You remember what happened? This happened to you. think you can make it? Ah, you've not seen
Mm.
anything. And then I'm down because
Yeah.
I didn't have anyone that could tell me, okay, I know this happened to you, but you can get up, you can keep going. That has happened. Let's learn. Let's look at
Mhm.
what you can do now. So one of the things that people with traumas and depression get to deal with is how to really let go, how to really, really let go, and sometimes how to really forgive yourself.
Mm.
Because we may think we it's only other people that we have to forgive, because we also have to forgive ourselves for blaming ourselves for the things that happen to us.
Yeah.
Because you get to say, if I didn't do this, maybe this person would not have done this to me. If I didn't do that, this person
Mhm.
would not have done this. So let's say that we're true. You have to forgive yourself. But we are holding on to so much from the past. We're not healing because we're holding unforgiveness in our hearts, unforgiveness towards ourselves and towards the people that hurt us.
Yeah.
And as long as you're carrying that, you carry all the burdens of, they didn't look at me right when I was young. And so you're failing now to look at yourself right because you're looking at yourself with the eyes they look at you with from their
Yeah.
perspective to get to deal with all of that. Yeah, so that's why when I say 99%, you know, there's that still 1% I guess to say, yeah, what about that? You still get to deal with the kind of triggers. But yeah, it's
Okay.
gradually.
So,
Yeah.
how can one heal from these traumas? Is there like a specific? Because I know your healing journey was different. And everyone has, different way of healing. But for someone who's actually struggling with this at the moment, how or what ways can you say they can take to come to their healing journey?
Whew. Yeah. Okay. So first of all, I'm going to tell you if you're going through this. I'll first of all tell you that it's not easy. It's not an easy thing, but I'm going to tell you that you can and you will. You have the strength, you have the capacity, you have it in you. We all have so much strength in us that we do not even know that we have until we're determined to take that step. First of all, when you're afraid to get out of the bed, when you're afraid to walk out, so wherever you're supposed to go, always have that one person that you can call. Sometimes your heart, your mind will tell you, oh, don't call anybody. People are not going to listen to you. People are not going to believe you. That may be true. Because sometimes when you're going through stuff, people are going to say, oh, you're faking it.
Yeah.
They'll tell you you're faking it. They make like that's how a lot of people have ended up committing suicide. Because when they
Yeah.
call people and say, this is how I'm feeling, say, it's fake, you're faking it. That's not true. Nobody can feel that way. A lot of people end up, okay, nobody believes me. Let me just end it. So yes, someday people are not going to believe you. People may not even want to listen to you because truth is at the end of the day, we are all just caught up with life. Everybody's
Hmm.
just so busy. You know, I have a recent theory that a video that I just saw quite recently that says, do you have 8 minutes? A lot of people may not have that minute to spare for you, not to think of 1 second, but keep reaching out, keep reaching out. Someday you're going to get that somebody. But most importantly, hold on to God. Let me tell you, you have the greatest comfort, the greatest peace in your life when you get closer to God, when you get closer to Jesus. He's the best out there that you'd have. And I promise you, when you have God, He will always bring you the people that you need in your life. Some days when you pray, you think that nobody's listening. You think that nobody's hearing you. You'll be broken. I've been praying about these things, but these things, they keep happening. They keep happening. And you think that, this man is not even listening. He's not even there. But hold on. Keep the faith. And if you need help, I am here too. I've been through stupid. I think I can handle stupid. I think I know how to handle stupid. So don't hesitate to reach out to people. If you're going to church, don't hesitate. Find somebody within your friend circle. Find somebody. I always tell people when I seek help, I'm always looking for people who are up there
Yeah.
mentally above me, who are
We've
up
gone
there
through it.
spiritually.
Mhm.
Because sometimes those people who are by your side, they may not understand you.
Yeah.
They may not understand how to handle your situation. That is how you feel neglected. That is how you feel that you're not being heard. So always find people who are up there mentally, up there spiritually, who can actually sit down and hear you. Don't go for people, your parents, unless they really carry the wisdom of God. Seriously,
Mhm.
don't do that.
Mhm.
Unless they really carry the wisdom of God, don't do that. Because that is how you have situations where someone will carry your story, you carry your story to a different narrative as it is not. So seek out people who are there mentally, seek out church mothers, seek out elderly church sisters who you see really carry the wisdom of God in them, because then they can be able to help you. Better still, find yourself a therapy. Let me tell you, the notion that people don't need therapy because they are Christians is a lie. It's a lie. We all need therapy. We need Jesus. We need therapy. Because if you don't get your therapy and you're carrying so much in your head, you'll be praying and you'll be dealing with character issues, because sometimes
Yeah.
our traumas, they shape our characters. Unless you
Mm.
break free from what has been a bondage in your life, you still carry, you develop bad character. Some people will develop bad
Mm.
character. That is why I get to understand with some people. I see how they behave, and I get to understand it because I have been there. I have done that. Been there, done that. I understand. Now what do I need to do? I read something today that says the Bible tells us to love our neighbors. He didn't tell us to marry our neighbors. Why? It's simply saying a lot of people are getting to marry other people. Oh, he's a drunkard, but I'll marry him. I can change him. Oh, he's a smoker, but I can marry him and change him. Oh, he's depressed. I can marry him. No, 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 no. The love of God is so genuine and pure, the agape love, that it is the only thing that will lead people to the gospel, not romantic love. So love me
Mm.
enough to take me to the gospel of Christ, where I can see the change that I need in my life. Where was I going with this? You get what I'm trying to say, right? So, so,
Yes, I'm
so
good.
yeah, yeah. So basically, that's what I'm saying. Please seek therapy. Please seek therapy. There are professional therapies out there. There are professional psychologists out there. People that you really can talk to. They really can help you through the trauma or the struggles that you're going through. If you cannot afford professional therapy, please seek help with the church people. I know there's a lot of talk that the church now is where people go and get more of their traumas that's
Mm.
going on. I understand. I
Mm.
totally understand. I've been there too. I've experienced it, but that should not deter you. I've reached the point in my life where I have this attitude of, okay, take my story, do with it whatever you will. I don't care. I'm going to tell you just so I get this out over my head and deal with it and get my healing. I mean, that's my mentality now, because I'm looking out for me in that area. I want to be better. I want to be stronger. I want to be good in every way. So if talking about the issues that affect me will make me be good, that's what I would do. If I'm talking to you and you're going to take my narrative and do what you will with it, God bless you. I'm healed. Enjoy yourself. I mean, that's just me. It may not be you. So what I'm saying, find therapy, get people you can talk to, just talk about these things. And most
Mhm.
importantly, pray about everything. Every day, everything, pray about it. And just trust God to guide you, to lead you to whom you should talk to. Yeah, so that's it. And one more thing, one of the other things that helped me, I listen to this affirmation. Affirmation are good, by the way, very good. I wake up in the morning, even when I don't believe it. I look in the mirror and I tell myself, Maddie, you're so beautiful. Maddie, you're amazing. Maddie, you're gorgeous. Maddie, you're excellent. I tell myself these things, and I go out. I tell you better believe this because this is true. So when you continue to do that, you develop a lot of self-esteem. You develop a lot of confidence, because there's this thing they call, what you speak into the atmosphere becomes you.
Yeah. Yeah.
What you say is what you are. So if you keep telling yourself
Exactly.
that you're not good enough, you become what you're saying. But if I wake up in the morning, I tell myself that I am excellent, that is what I am. That is what I am walking in. So speak good, speak life about yourself. Even when my friends tell me that Maddie not encourage any, so when they tell you, oh, that's why, jokingly, I said, nah, that's not me. I am too blessed. But guess what? So I'm always rejecting anything negative. Even in the bad mood, I'm rejecting it. Like when somebody says something negative about you, be very quick to say, no, that's not me, and pronounce something good. Replace it. When someone say, oh, that's when now I'm too blessed. Look what you passing, now I'm too rich. They say, not big talk, this and that. It's not big talk, my brother. It's not big talk, my sister. It is what I am. I am too rich.
Exactly.
I am too rich. So yeah, so that has been my journey, and that has been the way I've been coping. My mom, Andrea always tells me, Madeline, you've been caring so much about people, because I was so broken that I at some point I was a people pleaser. I can maybe I should just leave it that way, people pleaser. I'm there for everybody. You need me today, I'm there. You need something, I'm there to give it to you. I'm there for everybody. But I was not there for myself. While I was struggling mentally, emotionally, I was busy being there for people. So one day she called me and said, listen, you have to be there for yourself. Sometimes you're giving away. You know when the Bible says, love your neighbor as you love yourself?
Yourself.
Listen, you have to give yourself so much love. It is that same love that enables you.
You get to,
yeah. You are so full of love, it enables you to give that love back to people, because you are overflowing it in yourself. But if you're not loving yourself, you're not caring for yourself, how would you be able to care for others? So basically, you cannot give what you do not have. So love your neighbor as you love yourself. If I do not love myself, I cannot genuinely say I love Leah. I cannot genuinely say that. So it's not the self-love mantra that is out there in the world, the self-love. No, that's not what I'm saying. It's the kind of love that enables you to really care for your brother, to really see your sister. Because I'd hate for somebody to take my phone. I have to look up for Leah's phone. That kind of love. I hate for me to be sick. I have to look up for Leah not to be sick. Because I love myself so much, I'm able to also love Leah and look out for Leah. But if I cannot do that for myself, then it simply means I'm just pleasing people. You're just seeking validation at the end of the day. And you're there caring for other people, but you're not caring for yourself. No, you're just seeking validation. You just want to feel love. You just want people to say they love you, but you're not loving yourself, because you cannot do the things you're supposed to do for yourself to make yourself experience the joy that is already available for you through Christ. You're not able to enjoy it because you're busy not caring for yourself and caring for other people.
And you cannot give out what you don't have. You cannot fully give out what you don't have.
No.
So it's a whole lot.
No. Yeah.
But it's really nice having you here today, and I don't want to take this longer than it already is. So there's a whole lot we can talk about, but I'm hoping that we can continue this on another episode.
Yeah.
So thank you so much, Moonlight, for being here with me today.
Thank
and
you.
for sharing your story with us.
Thank you so much. I was happy to be here.
You're welcome. All right, so that's how we end today's episode of this podcast, and you do well to follow our social media handles, The Renewed Mind. I have been Lucy Manezali as always. Till next time, bye-bye. Bye.
Bye.